Wins with ABCI. Happy Wins Wednesday. This month, all month, we're talking about social media, of course. And one of the most powerful things in social media, especially in personal branding, is a profile photo. This is also one of the most problematic for a lot of our clients. And it shouldn't be. I understand that it's kind of very personal. It's something that people dread doing. They feel like they're going to be judged based on their profile photo. They feel like, oh, well, I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I'm too fat, or I'm too this, or I'm too that to have a great profile photo. But none of that is true. We all have things that we like and dislike about our appearance, and that is just the reality of life on this planet. So one of the things about being a professional is getting over it and focusing on the objective. And in this case, it's making real connections with real people, which means you have to have a real photo. And a real profile photo goes a long way toward your success online and meeting people and doing what you want to do as a sales professional or as a marketing professional. All of those things really depend on personal relationships, and personal relationships depend on that interperson interaction. And unless we happen to be in the same room with somebody, which is less than 10% of my reality and probably most people's, even post-COVID, we're getting out again and going to events and things like that. But still, we're cutting off 80 or 90% of our potential interactions if we're not willing to interact online. And a lot of that has to do with our profile photo. And every conversation we have is going to have our little face next to it. So you want to do a good job. So I'm going to share 7 tips today, and you probably have others. So feel free to share in the comments, especially if you're in photography. I'm not a photographer. I just use photography in marketing. So that's my involvement with it. So 7 tips. Number 1, invest some time and thought. Don't just throw something out there, and don't just leave it blank. You really want to show that you are investing in relationships, that you are willing to put yourself out there, and that you are brave enough to do your job, right? So, you want to make sure that you are investing in some professional photography if you can, or if you can't, then just do the best you can with the equipment that you've got. And we'll talk about that as we go forward. So number 2, show your face. Make sure that you're recognizable if someone sees you at an event tomorrow. So, you don't want to do the Darth Vader look. You don't want to do the cartoon faces. You don't want to do the AI faces. I know those are a big trend right now. And I've succumbed to that on my Twitter account after doing a little bit of research about how people interact with real photos versus cartoons. I'm actually going to get rid of that and put my real photo back out there. So show your face, show your real face, and make sure that you're recognizable if someone sees you at an event tomorrow. Number 3, this is a corollary of that one, be current. Use a photo taken within the last 3 years, unless you've made a drastic change to your appearance in the last 3 years, in which case you'll want to go more often than that. So 3 years is a good amount of time. Usually most of us change our appearance. We'll get a different haircut. Time happens to our faces, and we want to be proud of our wisdom and other things that we bring to the table. So make sure that those are reflected in your photo. Number 4, use good lighting. Lighting is your friend. It can make you look fabulous, or it can make you look terrible, no matter what you look like under normal circumstances. If you see some of the most glamorous celebrities that you will ever come across in bad lighting, you will see that they are just regular people. Often what makes them fabulous, besides having perfect features and maybe perfect symmetry and some other physical gifts, but what makes them look so fabulous is the lighting. So if you can adjust your lighting, and we'll give some outlines and parameters for that. But what you want to do is have soft but bright light shining on your face, ideally from above eye level, and from more than one point. So in this, in my office right now, I have got a big halogen light over there, and I have got a smaller incandescent light over here. I'm going to swap that out for a ring light or something like that. But you want to have light from more than one angle so that it fills in some of those shadows and doesn't make you look any older or more craggy than you need to be. Unless that's your brand. There's some folks, Harrison Ford has made a ton of money off of the shadows on his face. So, sometimes that's your brand. But for most of us, we want to get rid of shadows. Okay, that's number 4. Number 5 is smile. People say, I don't want to look silly. I don't want to not be taken seriously, things like that. But there have been some actual studies of how well you do in initiating relationships depending on the degree of your smile. And people tend to do better when they smile more. And there was actually 5 degrees of smiling that one photographer put into some research, and I'll share that in this article as well. So, number 6, use contrasting colors. Extra points if you use your brand colors. So you may not see, I'm wearing actually a royal blue t-shirt. The lighting doesn't work with it all that well, but that's one of our brand colors. Also, I wear a navy blue or a black jacket almost all the time when I'm doing video or photography or anything like that. That's just kind of become my uniform. I always have this pin. Everything's reversed on video. This is our Insider Circle pin. If you are one of us, you have one of these. If you didn't get one, let me know, and we'll make sure that you get one so that you can recognize if you ever see another insider at an event. But yeah, you want to incorporate elements of your brand if you can, but you definitely want to use contrasting colors. I once had a gentleman come to our studio for some video work, and he is a really, really pale guy, Norwegian of descent, I suppose. He's got light skin and light blue eyes. He also has white hair. He was wearing a white shirt, and the studio wall was white. And so all we could see was eyeballs. It was not a good look. We had to, do some different wardrobe choices and things like that to get that contrast into the picture. And if you're a woman, you can use makeup for this to put some contrasting colors on your face so that you show up a little bit better, especially those of us who are really pale. It just makes you look a lot better, makes you seem a lot more articulate if people can see your eyebrows and your eyes and your lips. Throw a little bit of color in there, and that actually helps quite a bit with your photos and video. And then number 7, use the same photo on all professional profiles. And I've been guilty of this. I sometimes change it on one social media or another based on something that's going on or, some trend that's happening, things like that. After doing the research for this video, I'm actually going to change them all back to the same photo. You want to make sure that people recognize you when they see you. If they know you from LinkedIn and they see you on Twitter, you want to make sure that they recognize you instantly. And you only have a fraction of a second to make that connection before people just continue to scroll. So if someone's looking for you, you want to make sure they find you first thing. So very, very important. So those are 7 tips for great profile photos. Whether you get a professional photographer or not, you can always find one in your area using Thumbtack or some other service. And you can see reviews, you can see portfolios, you can see work that they've done. You can go to the airport and get a photo taken in front of your favorite airplane. That's always something we love to do in the aviation industry. But the most important thing is these 7 things. Invest some time and thought. Show your face. Be current. Use good lighting. Smile. Use contrasting colors, and use the same photo on all of your professional profiles. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.